I'm Mariko Bolford, and this is Uncut News. According to the president, the Diamond to Eccles Road is expected to be completed by April. It was originally planned to span from Diamond to Ogle, but when the PPP came back into office, they scrapped the plan and went for this instead, citing costs and other lame excuses. Now, for some strange reason, instead of making a straight shot from Diamond to Ogle, the road will go from Diamond to Eccles, then another road will stretch from Ogle to the Hagsbosch landfill. Lennox Bear Bumsy Schuman's Liberty and Justice Party has just disowned one of its own regional candidates, claiming that the party no longer has confidence in him. Jimmy James served as their Region 8 candidate. However, with the council still to be sworn in, the LJP has been making moves to recall the nomination, claiming that James is a sickly old man. Not a sick old man, but a sickly old man. But James says he's doing just fine. After having made a full recovery from the Rona last year, James says that Schuman is lying on him, as he believes it's political. With the APNU AFC and the PPP tying with the same number of seats on the regional council, the LJP rep will be the one to break all ties on the council. James said that he'll support APNU's nominee for chairman since it is that party which gained the most votes in the region. And that has got Schuman vex, going as far as to accuse the man of supporting the rigging of an election. He also lashed out at GCOM, accusing them of ignoring his request to recall James. Schuman in the opposition, but he's fighting hard for the government. I guess the name Schuman must be Amerindian for sellout. Pato is now the latest former minister to be questioned by Soku over shady dealings while in government. This time, Soku is questioning the cross-eyed coalition leader about the sole sourcing contract that was arranged for the construction of the new Demerara Harbour Bridge. When asked by the media for details on what he said to Soku, he instead talked about the West Indies cricket team. Now it's time to tell you about Best Buy's car of the day. Currently on sale is this 2012 Toyota Allion. It comes with TV, navigation stereo, crystal lights, mag rims, fog lamps, and much more. Pay cash for $3.1 million, or pay down as low as $620,000 with around $60,000 monthly, and it's yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit their showrooms at Lot 171 Peter Rowe Street, Queenstown, or Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them Noriko sent you for this sweet deal. Yesterday afternoon, 26-year-old B-Pot sales rep Kevin Gildery was robbed of $8 million in cash, a silver motor car with license plate number PSS 1855, and his phone, while he was still on the job. Reports indicate that Gildery was on duty when he stopped at M&A Express on the East Coast to collect a payment on the behalf of his company. When leaving the business, he was confronted by an armed bandit who struck him with a pistol in the neck when he attempted to fight back. Police said the suspect then drove off with the cash inside of the car, both of which belonged to his employer. Ouch. Let's just hope Kev still has his job after this. Today, 33-year-old Melvin Jean of Mungo Lane, East Drumvelt, was remanded to prison for allegedly robbing a member of the GDF. Early yesterday morning, Jean robbed Kaya Dover in front of his home at gunpoint, running off with jewelry, cash, and other personal effects. Jean then escaped on foot, but Dover gave chase and managed to trace Jean to a house on Mungo Lane. The police were alerted, and Jean was arrested. Some of the stolen items were found in his possession. He pleaded not guilty to the armed robbery charge, which I don't know how you could even deny it when he was actually caught in the act. Anyway, Jean was remanded to prison until February 5th. While most businesses were punishing during 2020, Banks DIH has actually recorded a 16% increase in profits, which I can only assume this means that most of you guys are probably drinking away your days the whole time you've been in lockdown. In the 2020 annual report of the company, Banks DIH chairman and managing director Clifford Reyes revealed that the company saw an increase in its after-tax profit by 747 million Guyana dollars, representing a 16% increase over the previous year. Reyes, in his report, also highlighted the challenges faced by the pandemic and the post-election situation in the country, although he credited a strong team and a loyal customer base for the increase in profits. So, you hear that, you drunkards? You did Banks DIH good. Great news for those of you who are still looking for an affordable smartphone. The sale has been extended. Get the Logic L60 for just $20,000. It comes with 1-year warranty and free digital Prime bundle. Available at Cellular Plus in the City Mall, Starbucks Square, and Sunday opening at Massey Providence and Massey Turkine. Don't miss out. Another week, another prison contraband raid. This time at the Camp Street Prison. This morning, Officers raiding the prison uncovered 7 improvised weapons, 10 cellular phones, a pair of scissors, razor blades, prison wine, the usual stuff. But what was unusual about this bust was the sheer amount of weed and molly they found there. The police found 76 baggies of weed amounting to 34 grams and 6 grams of molly, which I didn't even know they used in prison. Anyway, it's now time for today's Rona Report. Today, the nation recorded 76 new cases. There are now 170 persons dead and 7 persons in the ICU, as well as 604 persons in home isolation. The total number of known cases in the country is now 7,143. So, please people, wash your hands frequently. Avoid touching your nose and mouth and mask up before you leave the house. When you do leave home, try to avoid enclosed spaces and large crowds. And remember to give 6 feet of space between you and others. Now, let's take a look at news in the region. 2 police officers are being hailed as heroes after they risked their lives to save 2 men in the choppy waters off Monpui Beach in Trinidad. Yesterday afternoon, the 2 constables observed 2 men approximately 150 feet from the shoreline holding on to a rock for dear life. The officers, thinking quickly, jumped into the waters with life jackets and a buoy to save the men. No injuries were sustained by the officers, and the 2 men who were rescued suffered only minor injuries from being battered against the rocks. I wonder if one of our officers would save a man by the seawall. Yeah, well. Too many terrible drivers on the road! Don't be one of them. Book a beginner's driver's course with Fast Learners. Forget asking your relative to teach you. They will haul upon you like you's a dog. Fast Learners are professional and makes it easy for you to learn with less anxiety. Call them now on telephone number 690-6868 or follow them on Facebook at Fast Learners Driving School. The University of the West Indies, Mona, says it is investigating the sale of fake degrees and certificates. This morning, the university said the matter is highly concerning and condemned the actions of those involved in the illegal activity. It also advised employers, educational institutions, and all others concerned to be on the alert for counterfeit documents. Didn't we recently have a person who just got a degree from the university under questionable circumstances? Oh well, let me stop before I upset some of you out there. And now for our weird news story of the day. People caught not wearing a face mask in Bali, Indonesia are being forced to do up to 50 push-ups in the street as punishment, with authorities hoping the unusual tactic will help boost respect for health protocols. Viral footage and photos show various tourists dropping to the floor after being stopped by the police, while one video shows someone being told to do 25 push-ups. According to some sources, some people are made to do 50 if they are not wearing a mask, and 15 if they're wearing one but it's not covering their nose. It became mandatory to wear a face mask in public in Bali last August, but not everyone has been following orders. According to reports, 90% of the people caught ignoring the rules are foreign tourists. Respect for the wearing of a mask by foreign tourists is obviously very low, which is why authorities chose such an unusual punishment. Foreign arrivals have actually been banned in Bali since April, but visitors are reportedly allowed from other Indonesian islands. Who said luxury can't be affordable? Move into your own home in 2021. Lenora Estates, West Coast Emerald properties are within your reach. Move out of the landlord's place and put that rent money towards your own 5,000 square foot property. Call or WhatsApp 592-618-5702 or call +1 516 476 2172 for more info. And finally, for our Uncut News Viewers Poll question of the day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Guyana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it relates to us. So, you give your responses in the comments, and we just might read the best ones in the following episode. Yesterday's question was, how do you feel about the government's campaign to end the physical discipline of children? Odell George says, sparing the rod will surely spoil the child, but it's the manner in how we reprimand them. Randy Jagai said, the old adage of spare the rod and spoil the child will always stand true, but I believe too many people take this statement literally. What I mean by this is that the rod spoken of does not mean physical harm, i.e. beatings, but rather discipline. The rod of correction is a tool that takes many forms. If I misbehaved when I was younger, my mother needed not to even sully her hands with beating me. All that was needed was a stern look, and I was in order. In fact, that still holds true to this day. Hi, Mom. You and I both, friend, you and I both. Ralston St. Kitts says, if they want to do that, the police should do the same and catch criminals without using force or violence. Nicholas Bassard said, violence is violence. Kids and adults are humans all the same. We are supposed to be getting more intelligence as a race, rather than encouraging barbaric behaviors in the 21st century, and anyone that got scolded growing up would be glad to have been disciplined in a less painful and embarrassing way. I'm sure. Good answers, people. It seems like a lot of you have some very enlightened views on discipline, which I think is great. So tonight, I leave you with this question. What do you think about the whole LPJ situation? Is human right to want to recall the man, or should the man be allowed to vote by his own conscience? Think about that question and tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. Check us out on Monday for another. Until then, I'm Noriko Bullford saying, don't drink and drive, or you'll end up on Monday's episode the hard way. Ha ha! Good night, folks. Hey, Uncut News viewers, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking on this button over here, or click over there for more news. You can also drop a comment to let me know if you've made it to the end of the video. Goodbye for now.